And with that, we want to bring in Vivek Ramaswamy, candidate for governor of Ohio. You know, as we look there, J.D. Vance, there you go, a son of Ohio, carrying the casket of someone who meant so much, not just to this country, but the world, Vivek.
It's really sad to see. I'm a father of two young sons myself. I was actually at a 9/11 memorial event earlier tonight, Kaylee, and I met two young men who were brothers. They were 25 and 27 years old. That means they were around 1 and 3, the same ages as Charlie's kids when Charlie passed 2 days ago. And I think that what we see tonight is just a reminder. What we saw 2 days ago, as much as what we celebrate and commemorate today, is a reminder that there's evil in the world. There's evil right here in this country, but there's also so much that's good in our country. There's so much that's beautiful and right and true in our country, too. And that's what we're actually fighting to protect, rather than just the evil that we're going to have to defeat and confront with strength and fortitude.
And that's exactly what it was. It was pure evil. And you're looking at aerial footage now as we are going to watch the casket of Charlie Kirk go by at any moment. We lost that shot, but we'll bring it back to you live when we get it. Vivek, I saw someone who I follow on Twitter, an influencer named Cynical Publius, say, there are 2 days that rocked me to my core in my entire lifetime. And one of them was 9/11, and one of them was 9/10. And it just speaks to the impact that I don't even know that Charlie Kirk knew he had. I'm sure he gathered he was doing something pretty important. But 9/10, it shook me to my core, it shook my family to my core. What did it do to your family to learn about this passing?
I mean, it is still devastating. We're still reeling from it. Charlie was a friend. I saw him 2 weeks ago in Ohio. I talked to him on Monday this week. It didn't seem real. A young guy this energetic, this positive, this willing to engage with people who disagree with him, to see that he was assassinated in cold blood, that's an attack on America's culture itself. That's an attack on our tradition of free speech. And I think it's really important that we make sure that we continue that cause to the next level. I reject a lot of the both sidesism that we're getting from many on the left. I think that's a lie. It's clearly asymmetric in what's happening in the country. On the other hand, I also think we have an opportunity to aspire to more on our side, to actually set a standard for what we expect from our fellow citizens, disagree as we might with our friends on the left. And that's America at our best. That's what Charlie aimed to do, aspired to do. He showed up on campuses. I went to so many of them across the country with him. He loved best his interactions with the people who disagreed with him. That's the culture that defines our country, Kaylee. And I think after what happened this week, especially on a somber day, even like today, the 24th anniversary of 9/11, I think we have an opportunity and a moral obligation to reflect on what this country is actually all about. And do we care about actually preserving it at the end? And I think most of us do.
Vivek, I think you said something very important there. You know, it's easy to sit in your cable news box and spew a talking point. It's easy to sit behind your computer and spew a tweet. And you're just in your box. And there are two people that come to mind that have really made an effort to engage with the other side. Charlie Kirk is one and you are another. And I remember when you were on the presidential campaign trail, you would go face to face with people who heckled you. I just watched a video of you going face to face with actual communists and just having a dialogue. Do you think the days of that are over? Because I know Charlie Kirk, that would hurt him deeply to think that they are.
I think we have a moral obligation to make sure those days actually begin once again in this country. And that was what my friendship with Charlie was all about, right? We would joke around about which interactions we had when we were on the car ride out of an event. And that's what makes this country great. You can disagree vehemently and still get together at the dinner table at the end of it. That's America. And I think the question for us now is, do we really want one nation at the end of this? Like, actually, I think it's a question worth asking. Do we actually want one nation at the end of this? And I think most of us do, Kaylee. I certainly do, and I know you do, too. We're going to have to do our part. I think our friends on the left, they're going to have to stand up with courage and actually admit a lot of the failures from the other side. But it's easy for you and I to sit here on a right-of-center cable and say that. I think for our own side, we can aspire to set that example. And it's not fake, artificial kumbaya stuff. I think it's the stuff of a country that Charlie Kirk fought to preserve. And I think we all have an obligation to continue to fight to preserve today as well.
Well said. And as Charlie Kirk said, when the talking stops with one another, it's when the violence begins. Vivek Ramaswamy, thank you very much.
Thank you.